Hey guys, it's Jason. I'm going to be walking you through a couple of retouching tools, that are used commonly in Photoshop. I have two images pulled for us here today. I started messing around with this one a few minutes ago. Let me turn this off so we can get back to the original image here. I'm just going to go ahead and trash that layer. I'm going to be showing you some of these retouching tools. The first disclaimer I have for you on the retouching tools is that Photoshop has gotten so good lately that it often feels like when you complete this task after a quick swipe or a quick click of the tool that you are done. And that is not the case, guys. That is a microwave mentality, and we don't want to act that way, all right? So some of these tools are great for giving you a good boost and a good head start, but you're going to have to go through and play art director and be a little creative and paying attention to what you're doing to make sure that you get a good end result. And by the way, a good end result in our eyes as creatives is a non-detectable edit, okay? So that's very important. You should be able to look at your work and say, can people tell that I touched this up? Can people tell that I manipulated this? That is the whole goal of Photoshop, is that you can't tell. So I'm going to remove this boat. Super simple, okay? I'm going to go through and grab, let's do... oh goodness. Let's use the patch tool. Let's see what we got here. So I want to take this and circle around this. Patch tool is probably not going to give us what we want. And once I have it circled, I can click with my mouse and drag, and you notice it will start to pull pixels from other areas in. If I hit Command D, that gets me an idea of what I'm working with here, right? But we have a problem because this is destructively editing this photograph. And I'm a little bit of a purist, so I'm going to show you guys the clone stamp tool. Because, although you could use the patch tool, it kind of doesn't give me as much flexibility as I really want, right? I'm not a big fan of the big, the one-click answers. I like to go through and kind of be the creator of what I need to do and make sure that it works perfect. So I'm going to go through and create a new layer. And in this case, I'm going to come up here when I have my clone stamp tool selected. I'm going to sample both the current and below. So that is going to sample this layer, which I'm going to call edit, and the background layer. So if I'm on the edit layer and I hold Option and click, I have now made a copy of these pixels that are inside this circle. And if I come over here and swipe across this boat, you can see that I'm slowly getting rid of it, right? So now I'm going to sample from another spot. And notice my opacity on this one's not full 100% opacity. I want this to kind of be a little bit less perfect. And I'm just sampling from a couple of different locations with different opacities, basically trying to create the illusion of non-detectable waves, right? And this is where we have to get creative. We have to start thinking about what pixels we're going to take and what pixels we don't want to take. As I get closer over here, I'm going to want to pull these pixels in. Right? And this is not perfect by any means. You can see my edit, right? With a little bit of fine tuning, and I want to try and keep this video to less than 5 minutes or less. With a little bit of fine tuning, I could go through and finalize this. But let's jump over here to move my layers panel so I can see this image here. And this image here, I'm going to delete this layer, and I'm going to real quick just step backwards. We're going to undo. You guys can see I was clicking all around in here before. So this is a really cool feature. I'm going to go through and grab the spot healing brush tool. And with the spot healing brush, I'm going to select, get rid of that marquee. I'm going to come over here and select this background layer. I'm going to select this little, we'll call it a blemish. And it, let's call it miraculously gets rid of it, right? When I come up here to the top, there's kind of a dark spot here, so I'm going to select that. And it, poof, it's gone, right? We could go through and be removing just about anything we want, but we have to be careful. Notice this is not giving me the result that I really want right here. And you start to lose a little bit of the texture in the skin. You get a little bit too much smoothing. It looks fake. Let's show you what that looks like with the clone stamp tool. Because a lot of times what people will do is they'll grab some pixels and they'll just start coloring over top. And you start to get patterns that develop. I'm actually not doing as bad of a job as I thought I would. Sorry, guys. But all that to be said, you want to be careful with this. So remember also, I'm going to take a couple steps back. I'm going to go through and create a new layer. And I'm going to select my spot healer. And I'm going to sample all my layers. And I'm on layer 1. I'm going to call it edit again so you guys can see. And I'm just going to get rid of a couple of these spots. So the spot healing brush is kind of using what's called content aware, which is sampling pixels that it knows that are in the image already, and kind of recreating some of the texture and recreating some of the uniqueness to the image. This is especially good for skin tones because skin has pores. We don't want it to look too smooth. And then I could go grab my healing brush tool, and I just want to touch up some of this area around here to kind of make this transition into the texture of the eyes a little bit smoother, right? And you got to be careful, because if you get too much going on, you start to get some of this ultra smoothing, right? And we don't want that. Also, I don't know about you guys, but I find this to be a little bit distracting, right? I also find it to be a little misrepresenting. So although the skin looks much smoother, we're not really representing this person, right? We're not representing this person in a way that is accurate to who they actually are. So I'm not going to get around the eyes here, but you can see now the skin looks much younger. So this person looks younger, but we're not really ethically editing that person. And we won't get into detail there, but it's a little bit of a misrepresentation. So one last thing I want to leave you guys with this, as you guys practice some of these tools and you read through the module, I always use this edit layer. Sometimes I have multiple edit layers. But remember, the cool thing about this is that after you're done editing, you still have the original image. I love this because this gives us the ability to show our client, this is what we did. You love the end result. Look at all the work that I did to get there, right? You know, it's just a nice feature to have, as well as if the client comes back and says, hey, you took a little too much off here. I want you to go back and kind of fix that. I can say, okay, cool. Well, I'm going to erase a bit of this edit layer at an opacity of 72%. Or let's call it, I did my math backwards, guys. 22%. So now as I erase, notice I'm getting a little bit of that texture back. It's not totally smooth, right? So now my client will look at it and go, oh, this looks real, right? So you have a lot more flexibility when you keep your layers and a lot more flexibility when you take your time. Yeah, that's all I got for you. Practice the module. Let me know how you guys do, and reach out if you need some help.